For all those that will cleave unto another and become one, for all such people, you have to be prepared in advance by developing fruit. If your spouse is misbehaving, a major thing you need is long suffering, patience. How are you going to calm the situation? A soft answer turns away wrath, not an angry, shouting, screaming answer. It says pride goes come before strife. Before strife, there's pride. So humility or meekness would have kept away so much strife. Humility will keep away so much strife. Pride brings so much strife. You can foretell the kinds of problems people will have. Lack of self-control is why someone will be unfaithful morally. A lack of self-control. You can't go and acquire it in marriage. You have acquired it since. So I've been working on it every day. Lack of self-control. When they talk to you, you must answer. You don't have self-control. You act how you like. I don't need a vision to tell me the kind of problems you will have in your marriage. You will lack self-control and do something. The extreme form, of course, is adultery. That's the full-blown form. The lack of self-control. But if you've practiced in many ways, you'll be strong. You'll be able to overcome. After all, you've overcome many things that were dragging you. So you must practice. For years, you should be practicing. It's all easier. Not that when you travel, your spouse is worrying. What's happening? What's happening? Calling every second. Where are you now? Where are you? Who is with you there? Don't you know you won't be happy? You have a spouse that is following you around like that. You won't be happy. But if when you travel, your spouse is at peace, total peace. Your spouse knows that before they married you, you were this balanced person. You were already not doing anything. They know that you are the first person you started seeing. Not the one that I've seen someone the day of the wedding. This guy was checking. I was standing outside the building as they came to decorate this thing. He was checking a girl. His wedding is tomorrow morning. This is the night before. This is decoration. He's checking and getting phone numbers. Do you need to tell me that they are going to have problems? Of course, the marriage broke up since. But do you need to tell me which prophecy do I need? I need a vision for what? Someone that is so utterly out of control. So the guy didn't have self-control before. I said, don't worry, when I marry him, clowning is an industry, comedy. You should sign up. You knew, when you knew him that time, there were 3 girls struggling over him. There were 3 guys struggling over her, and she was giving all of them attention. Then you marry her. You think suddenly she'll you marry her 2 months after that. No, give her time, please. Give her time to grow. That's why God will allow tests to come. God is watching you. Are you ready? Some people, you go through a season, at the end, God says you're not ready. He postpones it for 2 years. I believe some people are supposed to get married at some time. They may not even be the human being yet, but some of it will be postponed by God himself. He looks and says, no, you keep the real one away. You allow distractions come. Because you're not passing, or you're doing very poorly. Some people have fallen in love 100 times. How can that be love? Love has self-control. It cannot be love. Love is patient. That cannot be love. And how can it be love? Breaking up and down. That's not love. Love is loyal. It hates evil. It rejoices in good. Love is not rude and irritable, easily irritated. It doesn't boast. Love is something that we must work on. It takes time. It's a tree. You have to plant it, water it, manure it. It takes time. Practice. I told you practice with people, family, acquaintances, roommates, housemates, people, church. Major area where you practice love is church. That's why in church, if you can't manage church people, you're like, everyone in church should be perfect. Are you serious? Are you saying your spouse should be perfect? Are you perfect? You're going to have to be around a family of some sort. God will give it to you like in a church. People will do things that cause you pain. People will hurt, and you have to resolve it. Because when you are settled in any place, wherever you settle, whether in a marriage, whatever else in life, you're going to always have that kind of thing. So you work on love practice. You develop the ability to love. So your prayer is going to be that God should help you develop the fruit in all areas. And study 1 Corinthians 13. You're going to learn how to love people. You're going to endure. When you're tested, you will not fail. If you fail, you write it again. And you tell yourself, I'll not fail again. When someone tempts you, you feel like shouting at them, screaming. And you look at them quietly and say, stop it. I don't like it. I've told you not to do that anymore. Or you keep quiet and leave the place. Whatever it takes. Or someone asks you a question, you're really angry at them. You really don't want to answer them. You feel like shrieking at them. But you calm yourself and answer them. You better practice that a lot. Because if you have a spouse, You're going to need it like crazy. You will need it. You feel like when you're angry, you want to storm out, walk out of everyone. Are you planning to walk out? If you quarrel by 11 p.m., will you walk out? You quarrel by 1 a.m. in the middle of the night. Are you going to walk out? Where will you go to? That's when you know that there are demons that follow trouble. Because there has never been armed robber on your street. That day as you go out and say you see boys. Next time you not go out. You stay in one place. So how are you going to learn to overcome that? Storming out, walking out on people. All those things you do. Or sulking, refusing to talk. Scary story on WhatsApp where the wife had quarrel. Then the wife enters the car, starts having an asthmatic attack and calls her husband. She can't talk. She can't open it. She's in this thing and she's pressing the phone. The phone is ringing and they're doing what people do when they quarrel, refusing to pick the call. Of course, that was the end. She died. She had an asthmatic attack. She was calling him, but they are just quarrel. He thought it was normal. Leave me alone, all that. Blah, 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 blah. She died. Found the dead body later. I don't know if it happened for real, but why shouldn't it? Things like that happen all the time. Who knows what really happened to anybody? Who knows what really happened to anybody about anything? People don't really tell what happened many times. Oh, this happened. Oh, they won't tell you we were quarreling. We were not talking. Some of you have heard those stories. We were not talking. Or this happened. We had this issue. And that's how you got into trouble. That's how someone stormed out of the house. I think I was angry once with my wife. I can't remember what. I think so. And I scraped the car for the first time against the fence. I was angry and was driving off somewhere. Scraped the car. Problems happen when people are angry. If it was bad, it's worse. So now you're more angry at the person. The person is wondering what I did should have made you angry by 5, not by 10. They don't know all the things that have happened to them because of their anger. The devil loves it, and you should never be friends with the devil. The devil offers you his own fruit. Ask God to forgive you for all the conversations you have with Satan. Don't converse. One thing Jesus used to say to the devil will say one thing. Why don't you do this? Jesus will say, it is written. That's the end. He'll say something once. He refused to engage the devil in conversation. You can't stop Satan from talking to you, but you can stop talking to the devil. Do you understand? You can't stop him from talking to you. When that nagging thought, it just repeats itself. Do this, do this. It's like you call it your mind. That's how Satan talks. It's like your mind. It's a voice. It's insistent. How you know it is Satan? What he's telling you to do is not good. That's all. That's how he works. And he harasses you. He uses pressure. He emphasizes it. Don't even talk to her. Don't even talk to her. Next time you see her, don't answer her. Who does she think she is? It doesn't say like that. You say it as if it's your mind thinking. Say next time, I won't even answer her. You hear it in the first person singular. That's Satan. And he's trying to destroy a good thing.